The Icons of Real Estate podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the new mini-series focusing on Sotheby's amazing success stories. I'm your host, Patty Teal. I'm so excited to introduce our guest today, Jennifer Gilson of Golden Gate Sotheby's International Realty, the largest Sotheby's International Realty franchise in the San Francisco Bay Area, with more than $5 billion in annual sales. Born and raised in Hillsborough, California, Jennifer Gilson has an innate understanding of Peninsula and Silicon life and how the right home plays a vital role. She's a top producing agent in the Silicon Valley and San Francisco Peninsula with experience in both commercial and residential sales. A certified location specialist, Jennifer works with experts from all over the world, assisting them in buying homes on the peninsula. And over a decade ago, Jennifer's family founded Gilson Development, a builder dedicated to working collaboratively with clients and designers to remodel and custom build the finest homes on the peninsula and in Silicon Valley. Because of Jennifer's in-depth understanding and connections with builders and designers, she is able to unite both potential buyers and developers, often securing purchases of custom homes while it's still being constructed. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the new mini-series. I was so impressed with the website and the beautiful photos in the area. And to think that you grew up there, I'm understanding it must take that kind of in-depth knowledge to really do well by your clients.
It does, very much so. It's been, I love living here. I love working where I live. So it's been a great experience so far.
Yes, definitely a unique area. So very, very beautiful. So Jennifer, could you take us through your real estate journey? It sounds like your family has been in the business or in the development business for a while, but how did you get started? And take your time and tell us the story of how it went and how you got to where you are right now.
Okay, so I have been basically in real estate all of my life. My parents were developers from before I was born, and I grew up around development and design. When I was little, 2-3 years old, I remember being on job sites and watching homes being framed up. And so it started as from a very early age. And then in about, 2010, I got my residential real estate license, and I took the leap into residential real estate and, being paid on commissions, and I never turned back. Before that, in 2008, 2009, I was in commercial development with Marcus and Millichap. And that was a completely different monster than residential. And it was a really great stepping stone that led me into residential real estate. And I started in San Francisco at Vanguard Properties with one of my favorite brokers of all time, James Nunemacher, who I learned so much from. And I was there for about 2 years. And I was selling a lot of Peninsula properties while I was in San Francisco. So it made sense to make the shift and move my business down to the Peninsula. And I started at Alon Pinnell Realtors, which is now Compass, and then made the jump to Golden Gate Sotheby's soon after that. And I've been with Golden Gate Sotheby's ever since, and their branding has been very much in line with my team branding, and it's been wonderful. I would say that the stepping stone into residential real estate to Vanguard Properties was a really great experience for me because I made a lot of great relationships in San Francisco. And now being on the peninsula, I do not sell in San Francisco, but I have a lot of great referral agent relationships that I made when I was at Vanguard Properties throughout the city. So it's been really great for my clients and for my business in that I have, referral agents in San Francisco, and that has basically spread out to all areas locally and internationally.
Well, that's really great. You're not in competition with each other, but you can send each other referrals. You trust them, they trust you. So that sounds like a win-win situation.
It has been, yes, very much so. And I wouldn't even know, where to start in these other areas, nor do I want to. We are a top producing team on the Peninsula, Silicon Valley. So we stick to our territory, and I'm a firm believer in that. And I think that that's why we have great success also for our clients in getting offers accepted, in setting price per square foot records for our listings. So I do believe in really sticking to our territory.
Well, that makes perfect sense, because only a person who really knows an area can know which street maybe has too much traffic, or a school zone, which maybe you want or maybe you don't. But there's just so many ins and outs. Even the weather changes from one area to another, I'm sure, with the fog and everything. So it's just so vitally important that you know all those little details.
Definitely. Yeah, it's been great. And also my background with my parents, my dad being a developer, my mom being a designer, that has been very helpful in laying out a path in my journey for being a real estate agent now. And really, I do my own investments too. So I practice what I preach as far as, buying and selling my own property. My husband have done that basically since we've met. So we started on a smaller scale of putting lipstick on properties, living in them, and then selling them.
I like that, putting lipstick on properties. That's cute.
Yes. And now we're going to embark on our own new construction ourselves. So
Wow.
it definitely has been a path for me that not just only do I represent clients on their buy and sell, but also I practice what I preach, and we do this ourselves.
Wow, it's so important when you're building to have someone that's working with you that knows these ins and outs, because of course we've all heard the horror stories of people that spend 3 times as much and it takes 5 times as long. So
Yes.
The fact that you have those connections must really help your clients.
It does. Yes, it very much does. So it's nice to be confident about what you're doing and what you're speaking about when you're walking through a property. And I think that it really helps direct buyers and sellers.
Yeah. Well, I was very impressed too by the beautiful pictures on your website. Oh, they were so beautiful. Just not only the pictures of the homes, but you with your family. And I realized you're a busy mom. Can you tell us how
Yes.
that has affected your work and how you are managed to do everything?
It has, people ask it. That's a common question that I get. How are you able to, do basically like do all that you do? And, I think that one, I have a really great support system. My family, they're all local around here. So I'm really lucky for that. I get to see them all the time. I have 3 children. My daughter is 3 years old. My son is 2 years old. And my other daughter is 6.5 months.
Oh,
and
wow.
and I'm very much full-time career in real estate. And I take what I do very seriously. And I'm passionate about what I do. I do think that having children I want to set a precedent for them, and I want to be a role model for them. I want to, I most importantly be the best mom that I can be, and show them that you can do anything that you want, and it's all possible. And it's just figuring out the boundaries, setting boundaries for myself, for my children, for my family, for my clients. And I really do make everyone a priority. So it's not easy all the time,
Right.
but it's very doable.
Yes. Well, you know what they always say, if you want something done, ask a busy person to do it. So
That's right. Yes, that is exactly.
so that sounds like that would be you.
Yes,
But yeah,
yes, it
so
is.
so you've created a beautiful life for yourself that has that wonderful balance, and I'm sure you are a wonderful example for your children. And so wonderful that you have family that you can call on. You know, grandparents are there, I imagine, and so it
Yes,
really makes for a very special environment for your family and your children growing up there.
it does. It does very much so. We get to see the grandparents all the time. I have a wonderful nanny that is
Mhm.
with us, Monday through Friday, from 8 to 4. But I do make it that I'm able to be in and out and see my kids, and pick them up from school and be very present for them. And it's always a consistent, balance and wanting to always like put everyone as a number one priority. So
Right.
it's not easy, but we can all make it happen. So
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm sure each of your kids feels like they're your priority, and they are. So that's really fabulous.
yeah.
I wish I was more familiar with the Peninsula area. I did look at the amazing pictures. Can you give an overview for those who may not be super familiar with it?
Sure. So the peninsula basically starts from right outside San Francisco in Daly City down to about like Menlo Park. And then you get really into the heart of the Silicon Valley in Menlo Park, Palo Alto, Atherton, Los Altos, parts of San Jose. So you definitely get more Sunnyvale. So that's basically Peninsula is from Daly City to about Menlo Parkish, and then Menlo Park, Palo Alto, Atherton south is more Silicon Valley, the heart of Silicon Valley.
So you
And
evidently work with some very successful people to be able to be in the market for homes and commercial realty.
yes, yes. So I
Mhm.
live in Hillsborough now, which borders Burlingame, and Burlingame is about, to give you the lay of the land, Burlingame is about a quick 10-minute drive to the San Francisco airport.
Mhm.
So, we're very close to everything basically from Daly City to Menlo Park is about 40 minutes max.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I live in Hillsborough. Burlingame borders us. San Mateo borders on the other side. And Burlingame and San Mateo have downtowns. Hillsborough does not have like a business downtown,
Mhm.
but we are very close proximity to all of that.
Oh, that's wonderful. So if you were a fly on the wall and some of your clients, whether buyers or sellers, were telling their friends how wonderful you are and what you're so great at, what do you think you'd hear them say?
Oh gosh, what a great question. That is a good question. They would probably say that, let's see. It's funny, like I've become close with all of my clients. My clients have all become friends, and I see them as often as I can, and I see them locally, the downtown and the schools. I guess they would say that she is, she's as genuine as can be, but also will be a fighter for you, and will achieve for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I saw a quote somewhere on your site or somewhere when I was reading about you that said you're one of the hardest working people that person knows. So
That I am.
you put it all in there and really work for your clients.
I do. I have a funny little story on that just happened last night, and probably why the bag's under my eyes. But I have a very special listing in Hillsborough, and we received an offer yesterday. And one of my sellers is in France, and the other one is in Sonoma. So, kind of going back and forth with the time zones and figuring that out. And this is a really wonderful buyer for this property. And my seller in France, being in the different time zone, I woke up like just at like 12:30 last night and I automatically wanted to see if he had any questions about the offer, because I knew he would be accepting it, but I had this feeling that there might be questions. So in fact, he had just texted me at like 12:20 and I woke up at 12:30.
Oh my goodness.
So I responded to him. And then at 6:15 this morning, I was up on my email and he had just sent me a text asking a question at like 6:35. And he's like, do you ever sleep?
Oh my goodness. That is a cute story.
So,
yeah.
Of course, yes, I sleep, but I love what I do and I'm beyond passionate about it. And I love that, I was able to give the news this morning to the buyer's agent, and I didn't want to be the reason that anybody would be delayed. So I think it was just my sleeping body knew that there would be questions and to be ready to go. And in fact, I was. But it all got accepted and it was, ratified by 7 a.m. this morning. So it worked out.
Congratulations. It sounds like you have an inner sense of when you're needed and when these things are coming in. You've just been doing it for a while.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So would you be sure and share your contact information in case anybody wants to talk to you about buying, selling, commercial real estate, residential? How would they get a hold of you?
Sure. Just to be clear, so I do focus on residential real estate, and I have my commercial partners that I refer to depending on what the commercial need is. So I can, would you like me to share my contact info?
I would, yes.
Okay. So my website is gilsonteam.com, GILSONTEAM.com. My cell phone number is 650-642-6957. People can text, call me, email me anytime. My email is jennifer@gilsonteam.com. That's JENNIFER@GILSONTEAM.com.
Thank you for sharing that. And before we go, also, I wondered, what are your goals for the next year? You're so wildly successful, but we all want to keep growing. So what would that be for you?
My goal, so I have a few goals that I am keeping up with. One, we are about to embark on our new construction for our personal home. So we will be tearing that down in the next month. So I'll be sharing my journey with that along the way on my social media. So it'll be on my Gilson Team Instagram and Facebook, and my personal Jen Gilson Instagram as well. And I want to, with that, I really want to share my journey so that I can be a resource for agents, for buyers and sellers that are, whether they're embarking on their own project, whether it be a small project or a big project. I would love to be a resource for any individual that is looking to embark on those types of projects. I have my own goal of helping buyers and sellers and bringing referrals in and having referrals out. So I would love to continue to make new referral agent relationships and power partner relationships, whether that be with attorneys, accountants, basically any type of new vendors. So I'm on a mission to make new relationships and to really continue to support my current relationships.
That's a wonderful goal. Keep the great relationships you have, but always be willing to expand and meet more people and grow. And your story will be so fun. I'm going to follow that house story.
Please do.
That really will be fun. Yeah, absolutely. So that was just a great interview. I hope you enjoyed it. You certainly are a model Sotheby's agent. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on our little mini series today.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.